Hey, this is Douglas for Other Than Intended Purposes, and yes, I am still alive. It's been a long time since we've made a video, but we're back today. Try to get a couple of them shot today. The first one is a response to Chris Tanner's 3-knife video. Now, in his video, he said one of them must be a budget knife, and he put budget as something under $100. Which kind of puts my knife collection in a bind, because while I have a couple of fixed blades, I really only have one in this collection that's over $100. I used to have two, but I sold one of them. But actually, bring that one over. This is the Silent Hero, and I sold this to a friend of mine, and I'm going to explain why before I get into this, because it will not be one of the ones I choose, which is why I sold it. I love this blade. I love the geometry. I love how slicey it is. I love how easy it is to control. It goes through wood like butter. It's got a nice, thick, straight spine. I love everything about this blade. I cannot stand this little baby hand handle. And before people start getting mad at me, one, everything I say is my opinion. If you disagree with my opinion, that's fine. If you argue with my opinion, that's fine, but keep it mature. I wear an extra large leather glove, and I have to stretch them out a little bit to make them fit properly. This was made for someone who wears a medium-sized glove. So within 10 minutes of trying to use this to process wood, my hand starts to hurt because I'm having to grip it so tight because it's so small. The person that I gave it to or sold it to happens to have smaller hands than me. Come here. He loves it because it fits his hand. I've got big hands. He's got smaller hands. It fits him perfectly. So the only non-budget knife I have in my collection, and it is definitely one of the three that I'm going to pick, it'll be the first one I pick, is my Brothers of Bushcraft Fieldcraft knife. Now this knife has gotten a lot of use since I've had it. It's got a much thicker, a much beefier handle. It's much more comfortable in my hand. I replaced the 3-piece magnesium fire steel ferro rod that came with it with this one. I just put a piece of Cobra over the lanyard so that it would slide, and I've got just a standard ferro rod in it. But that's the biggest one I had that would fit in that. So I'm going to say that this is my first choice for my 3 knives. And these 3 knives are supposed to be knives that I can walk out of my house, and that's
zoom in on that. Okay.
The according to Chris's standards, these should be knives that I can walk out of my house with comfortably as the only blade I'm walking into the woods with. And I would definitely say that this right here is one that I have a lot of faith in. Now, I have a lot of, over the years, I have won or been given, or actually even bought a couple of Schrade knives. And while I have these Schrade knives, and most of them are actually pretty decent knives. This is the 36. It's a pretty decent knife. It's got some hard use. It's still, I put a good edge back on it. I mean, it's been dull a few times, but it's got a decent edge on it. It's a decent knife.
One quick thing.
What?
If anyone's hearing ambient noise, we are in a public park.
Yeah, we're sitting, we're under the redwood trees, but we're in a park actually inside the town that we live in. But if somebody's using a 36 or a 37, that needs to have a little maintenance because
it gets used.
Yeah. I do use these from time to time, and I brought them out here because I do use them, but they're not the one knife I want to have on me if I'm going to borrow a phrase from Dave Canterbury, an unintentional camping adventure. That goes for the 42 as well. Is that the 42? 30. 32. Damn, I have glasses on. I can actually read now. Goes for the 32 as well. Now, the second knife I'm going to choose is actually between two. Now, I have used this BK2 quite a bit. You can see by the blade it's had itself beat up. You could break a house with one of these. The only thing that holds me back from wanting this as one of my 3 blades is it's only a 5-inch cutting blade, and I've already got a small blade. This will be my small, my accurate, detailed blade. So I'm not really. I'm going to put the 2 away, and this is not going to be one of my choices. As much as I love this knife, it's not going to be my choice. So I'm going to say my BK7, which this is actually a new knife I just got. It hasn't even gotten dirty yet. We might try to fix that in a little bit here, but this hasn't even gotten dirty yet. This is going to be my second choice right here. My third choice, oh, here's another Schrade. Yeah. This is actually a really good knife. I like it. It's just, it's not my choice. My third choice is actually going to be the real budget selection in this. Now, I've got a selection of Moras here. This is actually branded as Bahco, but it's made by Mora. And they made these as individuals, and they also made them as a package deal with a orange Bahco Laplander. So, but I primarily, these are stainless steel. The orange and black ones are mostly, or all the ones, I have like 2 or 3 of these. And these are stainless. I mostly use those for food prep. The Light My Fire one, the blade on it is really thin. And it's a decent knife, but there again, it's stainless steel. I have mostly used that one for food prep, so I'm going to set those aside. Now this and this are the same knife with different colored handles. These are both just basic companions. And a companion is a good knife, but then again, the Companion HD has a bigger handle. It's a little bit thicker handle. Fits my hand better. So this is going to wipe out the 2 companions. And you can see by the natural patina on this blade, this gets used quite a bit. But that brings me to my last Mora, and this is actually my newest Mora. This is the Kanzbol. Now the Kanzbol is a little bit, actually the blade's about the same length, but it's got a little bit more of a sweeped belly to it. It's got the thinner, near the tip, about midpoint, it thins out towards the tip, so you got really good slicing in that. It's very, very sharp because it's new, and it has a 90-degree spine on it without having to grind on it. So I'm going to, for my third field knife, if I had to walk out of my door with only 3 knives on me and I couldn't have no more, sorry, you're going back to my desk. We're going to say it would be my BK7, my Kanzbol, and my Bob. Those all visible on the screen there? They look good to me. Now, I cannot wait to get this thing dirty. Also, while I'm on this, I've had a couple people ask me why I don't take the coating off of these, because so many people like to. We are about a quarter mile, when I'm at home, I'm about a quarter mile from the ocean. We have very heavy, foggy, salty air. So any of my carbon blades that don't have coatings on them spend a lot of time getting maintained. So I leave my coatings on as long as I can. Now this one, that is stainless also, but so I don't have to worry about that one so much. But my 1095 knives, I spend a lot of time maintaining them, so I'll leave the coating on to protect it as long as I can. I still put some oil on them even with the coating, because I don't want that leading edge to get corroded. But so, in answer to the 3-knife challenge by Chris Tanner, those are the ones that I will be carrying. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got a chuckle out of my silly knife collection. I know there's people out there that have one knife cost more than my whole table, but I like my Bob and I like my Beckers. I've got 3 of these big Beckers now, and there's one more that I'm looking at getting. It's actually a small one. I'm thinking about getting the Remora to put in my sheath. It's got the Remora sheath in here. But yep, that's what I've got. So I hope you guys have a good time. Get out into the woods, get out and get some fresh air, enjoy your life. YouTube is fun, outdoors is more fun. Bye.